the right start for your bright little spark. Find out which education options fit your child.
Then a new idea came to her. Was it impossible that in her own school there was people like Grace? Naladi had overheard bits of conversations amongst the older students, although she had never taken much notice before.
Today I'll tell you about an extract called How Big is the Universe? It tells you about astronomy, the planets in our solar system, which group and supercluster we are in, and even tells you about a number called sextillion. I think that is very interesting and has many details. It tells you more about our universe and we can learn new words from it.
The last time that I read to my daughter was like 1 to 2 months ago. As she has become an independent reader, I don't read to her as a routine. But when I do read to her, it's more to show her how to read with more expression. Sometimes she will request for books that she has encountered in her Kumon worksheets. I think the passages that she read in the worksheets are like teasers to her and make her want to read the book and understand the story better.
Raising readers to comprehend the global environment and enjoy the quest for knowledge through reading. Kumon has spent more than 50 years nurturing self-learners from as early as preschool all the way to their secondary school years. They provide challenging materials and individualized instructions to help children develop confidence to learn on their own. Kumon's English language programs are structured to develop students' language comprehension through reading, writing, critical thinking, and analysis. The program was developed based on the emphasis that reading plays an integral part not only in education but also in everyday life. It inspires curiosity and develops language skills.
These days, news and information is easily available and consumed from so many different sources, from the web, from social media and news sites. Reading helps with the ability to think independently and develop one's own opinions, and to navigate an ever-complex world in which we live. How can we utilise and understand all of this information, ascertain truth from untruth, if we can't read well? Reading for leisure is also an important part of life. It develops a creative and imaginative mind, which is what you need to express in your writing and stories. We often have parents who request their children to be coached in composition. Authors often remark that writing good composition comes from being exposed to the reading of good composition. In other words, if you want to write well, you have to read well.
The aim of the Kumon English language program is for students to enjoy learning, understand what they read, and to read constantly. To supplement their English language program, they created an extensively researched Kumon Recommended Reading list, commonly known as the RRL. The RRL is a comprehensive list of 380 global titles spanning varied genres and styles, listed according to difficulty rather than age. It serves to help children start reading at a comfortable level and progress step by step. At events such as the Singapore Writers' Festival and the Asian Festival of Children's Content, Kumon shared the need for parental involvement with practical steps on how to develop a parent-child reading system at home.
I read to my son every night just to cultivate the reading habit in him. I try to make storytelling a little bit more interesting and exciting. Initially, it was a challenge. However, as time goes by, my son reacted to it and that is when it became more enjoyable. I feel that he listens to what I read and is making sense of it.
The Kumon Recommended Reading list has made borrowing the books easier for my son. We are able to choose the books according to his reading ability. I noticed that he is able to read more fluently now and his vocabulary has improved.
I have read Magic Pony series, Flat Stanley, Ape and Magic Kittens in the past 1 month. I do remember how it was like when my mom reads to me when I was very young. I can imagine myself as the main characters in the books like The Princess and the Mermaid.
At the beginner's level, students learn to read words and sentences on their worksheets. They learn to read aloud with the aid of an accompanying CD that corresponds to worksheets. As the program progresses, students learn to comprehend and compose simple sentences. They also learn to identify the topics and ideas of each passage and summarize the information. The exercises help them gain confidence to support opinions through analysis and by interpreting elements of literature. They even critique passages from an objective standpoint. To further hone reading skills, the worksheets have excerpts from fiction and non-fiction materials. These exercises not only develop a love for reading but enhance knowledge of other subject areas.
Teaching at Kumon has strengthened my perspective on the importance of reading widely. Developing readers with the Kumon English program isn't just about getting scores, it is about developing a lifelong skill. I once asked a student what book he was reading. He replied immediately, The Journey to Johannesburg from our recommended reading list. He said he started reading that book because the extract from our worksheet sparked his interest. I was surprised because he was a Primary 1 student reading what we typically recommend for a Primary 4 student. He went on to cite the differences in countries and what happens in a South African country far away. The confidence that comes from knowledge is something that no one can take away from you.
We encourage parents to start reading to their children. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes a day, it'll make a big difference.
Children will be able to absorb a wide range of vocabulary and express their thoughts and feelings quite well, rather than be overwhelmed by a tantrum or sudden event. Through reading, they are widely exposed to many different scenarios with better knowledge about the world they live in.
We want to help send a message that the more you read, the better you'll become at it. It will help you be able to learn more, to dream more, to pursue those dreams and to grow as a person.
We bring my daughter to the library once a week. She would also visit the school library on her own. She will borrow around 4 to 5 books in every week. She has the goal of reading more books than her brother.
The books that I've read that have also appeared in the Kumon worksheets are James and the Giant Peach and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Reading the books also make the questions in the worksheets slightly easier because I understand the story better. If there are no books available on Earth, I'll be very depressed.